first problem. The first problem is very similar to what you just brought up, right? So you will divide everything by 36. Go ahead and divide everything by 36. And once you divide everything by 36, you will now have x minus 1 squared over what? Instead of 36, what would be down here? Yes, Mariana, say it. 9. Plus 4 over 36, math fraction on your calculator will give you 19. Y plus 2, the whole thing squared over 4 is equal to 1. You put the fraction on your calculator, 4 over 36, math fraction.
And then it gives me 1 over 9.
That means 9 is on the bottom.
Okay, yeah, yes, we're just using 1.
All right, now this is how I want you to write everything. You always start by saying center. You start with the center. After the center, I want you to write vertices. After vertices, I want you to write covertices. And the last one is your foci. Note that I put the same color with your vertex and your foci. It's for a reason. Now, you understand that how many centers do we have? 1. What are the coordinates of that center here? 1 comma negative 2. Y'all are smart. How many vertices?
2.
I know I got 2. Because I got 2, I would just go ahead and open parentheses for 2 different points. What about covertices? 2 also. What about foci? 2. Guys, I'm showing you how to do it on your paper on the test. You do the exact same thing as I'm doing. On the center, you write it down and you open these good cool parentheses. Now, here's the next thing. What is the value of A?
3.
3. A is equal to 3. And where is it at? A is below X. Now, the fact that A is below X, what is it going to change? Your X value or your Y value?
X.
Your X value. Therefore, it's changing only the X value of the center. In other words, the Y value of the center will not change for this.
So I need to get 3 for A.
Because it was 9. Square root of 9 is 3.
So it's just the square root of whatever.
Were you here yesterday?
I was here yesterday, but I was kind of confused.
You sure told me yesterday. You got to stop me when you got to hit the metal when it's hot. You're asking me now, it's kind of behind, unfortunately. So come for tutoring, I will definitely help you. In other words, for the vertex, we know that A is below X. So it's going to change only the X value. The Y value will not change. If it changed the X value, let's look at B now. B is below what? Y. What is it going to change? The Y value. So the X value should stay the same for this one. So I will put 1 in 1. The vertex and the foci are always on the same line. Remember? Therefore, if the vertex, the Y value didn't change, the foci, the Y value will not change. Guys, just by knowing this common sense, you got about half of your points.
So vertex and foci are basically the same.
Not the same non-variable. The one that doesn't change, we stay the same. Now, how does it change? The X value apparently was going to change by what? By 3. For the first one, you subtract 3. The second one, you add 3. 1 minus 3 is? Negative 2. So this one, I will put negative 2. And 1 plus 3 is? 4. You see what just happened? So I will also do plus or minus on this one. I will do 2 minus 2 will give me 0. And 2 plus 2 will give me 4. For the foci, you got to find C first. You cannot add or subtract without having C. So how do you find C? You know that C is equal to the square root of A squared minus B squared. So Oh, we started with -2. That will be -2 plus 2. This one would have been 0. And -2 minus 2 would have been -4. Thank you.
Oh,
We
so
have the same point.
we're supposed to do minus and plus on the center point?
From the center.
So it
Everything is
looks
from
like
the
you're-
center.
It looks like you're doing it from the like y plus 2 over 4.
I'm doing everything from the center.
Okay, now.
Everything from the center. All right, the last one, I got square root of 5 here, right? We clear with that? So for this one, I would do 1 minus square root of 5 and 1 plus square root of 5. Because I cannot combine them, I leave it as it is. Any question on this?
Wait, what is that? 1
How did
minus.
you get 1 plus 2? What's
Remember, what is the foci always go with the same, go with the vertex,
Oh,
right? So the vertex is you start with the center plus c and minus c. So center minus c, center plus c.
What is that stand there?
1 minus square root of 5, 1 plus square root of 5. Ian, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good.
Is there going to be any time that we can, not leave like that?
Do we have to add the 1 or can we just leave it as square root?
You leave as 1 plus square root of 5 because you cannot combine it. Yes, Ashley.
-2. I don't quite get the last part. It's kind of confusing.
This -2. All right. Since you don't get it, get your blue paper first. Once you reach this level, this is what you will do. You will use the same step we did before. Allow me to erase this portion so that I can use the space, okay? So I will go ahead and erase this just because I want to use the space. So it was equal to 12 here. I will erase this whole portion. All right, what is the value of A? What's the value of A? 2. Very good. So let's go ahead and write A is equal to 2. B is equal to square root of 3. And C is equal to 4 minus 3? 1. Square root of 1, which is 1. You remember how to find C, right?
Yeah.
It's on the blue paper. All right, let's start with center. After center, I have vertices and foci. We go together. And I also have the covertices. Center, coordinates, Rafa. Fast.
4 and negative 4 and 2.
4 and 2. Someone said it. This time it wasn't Erica. Here's the center, the vertex, covertex, and foci. Let's see if y'all remember. Which one, pay close attention to my question. Which one will not change for the vertex? The X or the Y?
Y.
The Y. So what do I write here? 2 and 2. Therefore, which other one will not change? The foci. I put 2 and 2. Since 2 is not changing here, it means that the X value is not changing for the covertex. So I will put 4 and 4. Can y'all see that yellow? Yeah. Yes? Good.
Are they always going to be the same for the y on?
It depends on problems. So you can't say they always going to be the same.
When would it not be?
Whenever, as soon as I give you a different equation, it will change. Every single problem got its own answer, right? All right, let's go ahead and see. What am I adding to the 4 or subtracting to the 4?
2.
2. So I will say 4 minus 2 will give me 2. So here I will put 2. And 4 plus 2 will give me 6. That's beautiful. Let's go ahead and do the next one. This one I will do 2 minus square root of 3 and 2 plus square root of 3. Note that I cannot add those. I leave it like this. Huh? You always subtract on one and add to the other. It really doesn't matter, but I prefer you subtract first for grading purpose. So that when I'm grading, I know you're subtracting first. I will know what you're doing. All right, for the foci, I will do 4 minus 1 to get 3. 4 plus 1 to get 5. Y'all want to complete the square first, and then I look at it, or y'all want us to do it together first? So y'all want to do it first?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and try. Question, yes. Everything is square. No, you don't put it because you were just grouping. When I'm grouping, I don't have the right to put the square there. But after dividing this and removing this square, yes, I put it square there, and I have to square something also to put on the opposite side. All right, at this point, you can tell me what the value of A, B, and C are. So I'm gonna write it somewhere here. What is the value of A? 2. What's the value of B? B is 1. A is the square root of 4. B is the square root of 1. What's the value of C? Square root of 3. 4 minus 1. I don't know why. You're going to have problems with hyperbolas, because hyperbolas we add. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about center, covertices, vertices, and all them good stuff. Starting with, because you will say C is equal to the square root of A squared minus B squared. All right. I can graph this already because I know A and B. But let's start with the center. What is the center? 1, 3. After the center, I will stop color coding. 1, -3, definitely. Thank you. Now, let's start with the vertex, covertex, and foci. I know they will all have parentheses. I have a question specifically for Mariana. You're welcome. Mariana, on the vertex, which one will stay the same? It will be 1 because it's below y. It means that y is changing. So I'll put 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. Therefore, what am I putting here? A -3, right? All right, let's go ahead and start adding or subtracting. Since the 1 stayed, that means I will do -3 minus 2 to get -5. -3 plus 2 to get 1. Now, for the first one, I will do 1 minus 1 to get 0. 1 plus 1 to get 2. And for the last one is the easiest one. I will do -3 minus square root of 3 and -3 plus square root of 3. From the center at 1, -3. A is telling me go 2 units above and 2 units below. 1 unit to the left, 1 unit to the right. If I ask you to graph on the test, make sure you label it as V, V, CV, CV, and the foci being square root of 3. I'll put some points here and here and call them foci. On the test, hopefully it's going to be a little bigger for you to put all the letters in. Any question, guys? Yes, no? Yes or no?
Wait, you know that B is 1, 1, is it all the way, is it -1 or 1?
B?
You do it on -1 on the B.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. 1, 1.
All right.
Or
The first
negative-
thing is I kept the 1, right?
Yeah.
Then I did -3 because I'm doing the A. -3 minus 2 was, no, -5. You showed $3 and I robbed you $2 more, you showed 5 total. Now, if you showed $3 and I give you $2, I see what you meant. You meant -1 here, right? Yeah, she's right.
Put -1 into the graph, so you put.
Yeah. Sorry. Good question. All right, we have a few more left. This time is word problems. So let's go ahead and do it a little faster. Example 3 says the center is at 4, 5, and my goal is to write the equation for each ellipse. If the center is at 4, 5, I know that it's x minus 4 square plus y minus 5 square equals 1 over. Now I'm going to show you the best trick I've ever. Look at the endpoint of the major axis. Which one is changing? So the x is changing. Therefore, where do you think the big number is going to be?
Under that.
Under the x. You see, I don't need to graph it. I just know that the x is changing, so it's going to be under the x. Now, I need to know, keep in mind that the center is at 4, 5. From the center to 0, 5, what's the distance?
4.
From 4, 5 to 0, 5, what's
Four.
the distance?
Negative.
4. So what goes below x?
-4. 16.
16. I'm showing you how to do it without putting any calculation. Now here's the minor axis at 4, 4. From 4, 5 to 4, 4. What's the difference? 1. So this one only has a 1. We didn't calculate anything. It's about looking at it and interpreting it.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's the answer?
That's the answer. All right, let me show you another one. This time they didn't give us the center. So the first step is to find the center. But they gave me the 2 points of the major. So let's go ahead and find the center by using what? The midpoint. So I will use the midpoint formula, and I will say 1 minus 5 over 2 and 1 plus 1 over 2. What are the coordinates? -2, 1. Can you see that? We good so far, right? So let's go ahead and write the equation. X plus 2 square plus y minus 1 square, it will be equal to 1 over. Now this question is for my dear Steven. Where is the big number going to be? Below x or below y? Below x. Why? Because it's the x value changing for major. Sometimes they will give you the minor. Just know that the one changing, if it's minor, is below whoever is going. I mean, you're gonna be able to tell. But this one, because y is not changing, x is changing, it's going to be below x. What's the distance from 1 to -5? Be careful.
6.
6. Not 4. I know what you did. You added them. The distance from 1 to -5, you're going to do from 1 to 0 is 1. From 0 to -5 is 5. So that distance is 6. And it's below the x-axis, 36. Here's another one. What is the distance? Oh,
Wait, you just.
that's wrong.
Yes.
What's wrong with just what I did?
You squared it again.
No. What is wrong is that you didn't start. You always got to go from center.
Yeah, I know. It's
The distance from this to this, what is it?
3.
3.
That's why
Again?
it's 6.
And 3 squared is?
6.
Don't scare me.
9.
9. So I'll put a 9 here. Let's go ahead and now do the distance from this point to this point. What is it? It's 2. Therefore, I put 4. If you're not sure, feel free to calculate the distance, but it will be long. Now, you're trying to move from 1 to -1. So let's count. -1, 0, then 1. Don't forget the 0. The last one is the crazy one. Actually, not yet. This is not quite crazy, so I will do it with y'all. The first step is to group them. If I group it, both x's will have 16 in common. I will have x squared minus 2x. Do you see this? Yes or no? All right, for the y, plus, I will have 25 y squared minus 4. Do you see what I just did too? Are we clear so far? Alright, so this one will be x minus 1 the whole thing squared with the 16 in front. And what am I adding to the opposite side? 16 times 1 plus
X is square. Oh,
25 times y minus 2 the whole thing squared, and I'm gonna add 25 times
2.
nope 4. Now I need to calculate this one, so go ahead and calculate this portion and tell me what. Let's go ahead and work on that last problem. Any question on this? All right, last problem. It says the minor axis is this and the endpoint of the major is this. So let's go ahead and find the center. Who can give me the coordinates of the center? I know that the center will have, if I find the midpoint of these two, -6 will remain -6. 7 plus 3 is 10. Divide by 2, 5. So my equation is x plus 6 y minus 5 squared. Guys, when they give you the major and the minor, the coordinate is whatever is not changing. -6 is not changing. 5 is not
Wait,
changing.
so for the center, did you
You
just...
see that? If you have both, just pick what's not changing and keep it as your center.
The center, you just add both and then
Divide by 2. All right, equals 1. Now, since I have the center, let's talk about the distance. You finish this. And we're going to talk about it. You're going to work on your quiz too.